Hi, I'm Sociopath Sam, and I'm back again. It's been a minute. I lost my sojo when I graduated school last year. I kept coming to my desk and I kept thinking and stressing because of homework, that feeling like I had something due and I didn't. So this year I kind of redid my area, I remade stuff, I reset up stuff in a way that makes me actually want to create again. I had kind of set up everything so it looked nice in a Zoom video. So like when I had my laptop here and I was doing a Zoom video, it would look nice. But it wasn't working for me to actually work and sew on quilts and do various projects. So I didn't bother really wanting to do it again. So I did a whole bunch of redoing this, all my shelves and stuff. I've been slowly continuing the process. And off camera there's like a whole new like little pegboard on the wall and stuff, and I got a new cutting mat, little things that just like make this area new, which is really nice. So I've actually been sewing, and part of that is usually going, oh, I have so much fabric, I need to actually use it. I decided to go off of Retro Claude, I think is the name of the channel. They're working on going through all their yarn and using all of that in their stash. And so I kind of took this idea of like, they measured all the grams. I decided to measure all the yards of fabric I have. There's a couple exceptions to this. I didn't take any of the backing fabric that I have set aside for quilts. So like if I have 4 yards of backing for a quilt, that didn't get counted in this. But I counted like, you know, the various stashes I have around here. I ended up with 88 yards and 8 inches plus 164 fat quarters. And then there's a couple other pieces like charm packs, the little 2 jelly rolls I have there. And I'm not fully sure what I'm doing with a lot of the pre-cuts I have besides fat quarters. I don't like a lot of pre-cuts besides fat quarters. How much fabric though is needed to make quilts? This math was done by Just Get It Done Quilts. They have a video from quite a couple of years ago that I keep referencing, and it's about going through your stash and using it, and how much intake to output do you have, and is there so much fabric that you could possibly stop buying and, you know, you'd be good for years kind of idea. So according to them, her math is 4.5 yards makes twin size quilt top, from if I'm understanding correctly, and 20 fat quarters makes a twin size quilt top. So off of that math, I can make 28 quilt tops that are twin size, which is about my limit anyway. I can make 28 quilts. I'm not sure what my goal is to end the year with, but I would love to remeasure all my fabric and not have it take 3 hours or whatever it took me yesterday. I really want to be able to measure all my fabric, find out what I have, and it not take so long. I think, I don't have a goal number, but I would like to see it, I think, halved. So if I could end up with like 44 yards and like 80 fat quarters or something, I think that would be really nice. I don't think that's gonna happen. I'm gonna have to buy fabrics. I don't own a lot of solids. I was trying to like go through stuff and make a pattern even yesterday, and it was very difficult. So there's a certain amount of like, I have to be aware that this is just really hard to do for me. But my goal is to, if fabric's being brought in, it's got an intention and a use for it. So I've already started making a list of fabrics I need to buy for backings of quilts and other things. So I am trying to set myself up for intentional buying in the future, which I think is important. How successful has my first 2 months of 2023 been? First off, I do want to say that I am participating in the Quilted Forest, like 12 must-do projects of the year. This was kind of my goal. I wanted to do like 12 quilts a year. 12 quilts a year, and I am doing really well on that. I'm actually ahead of my game, which is good. I put my 12 projects down. Today's actually March 1st, so I got to roll for March today, so I'm very excited. But I've been on top of a lot of things. I've finished a lot of stuff. In January, I had a Christmas present that I needed to finish up for my brother, and I got that done. It wasn't anything very fun or exciting. But February, I wanted to show off just so that I can have accountability, and also I'm proud of myself, so I do want to like show off that I actually did a lot this month, and I'm really excited I did a lot. So I have a stack of, you can't see it, but I have a stack of projects that I finished in February. I'm so proud of myself. 2 of the projects I worked on this month were for my sister-in-laws. And so one of them really wanted a quilt for Christmas. We celebrated Christmas kind of late. And when I finally found out what they wanted on January 7th, I was like, well, if you want this, then you have to wait. And they were both willing to wait. So they have quilts sitting here. We just haven't seen them again since I made them and finished them on February 7th. I finished this one. The other one got done in January, which I'm very excited that I did. So that started off my year in such a good place. They're not hard quilts. They're not anything that, you know, a quilter's not going to come up to them and be like, oh my gosh, they're stunning. It's very simple quilts. I wanted them because they were the first quilts that I was gifting to some of my in-laws. I wanted them to be able to use them and actually want to, like I love them, I guess. I didn't want them to be scared of wrecking them. Like, I want my quilts to be used. I'm at a point where I would like to, you know, 20 years down the road, see a quilt that's got holes and like has been loved and has a story. I think that's wonderful about quilts. I know that's not everybody's thing. I know some people make quilts to like have the fine details and to show it and hang it on a wall. I make quilts because I want people to love them and be warm. So that's my goal with I make quilts. So I have these 2 quilts for them, which I'm very excited about. My February project was a teapot pattern that was very fun, except that I don't like the colors that the kit came in. And so I was like realizing that I don't want to make it, and I have been trying to be really good to myself this year of like knowing just because I can does not mean I have to, and does not mean I want to. And I want to make things I want to make, because that is the point of quilting for me, is that I'm making things that I want to make. This is my free time. This isn't my job. This isn't, like, I get to make things I want to make. And I think that's really important with things like a hobby, that it's just like, yeah, this is me making things. So I made some teapot. They have wall hanging loops on the back, and they have they're also double as a table runner. So wall hanging table runners, teapots, they're very cute, and I'm very excited that they are done. I just finished this, so hopefully I will get pictures soon, but I just finished yesterday this fairy panel from kit I had. So that kit is done, and so that's another like toddler size quilt. I have this table runner, and I made 2 of them. One had a different binding and a different backing, but I already gave that one to the person who I was thinking of, and so that's done. I had my first time trying to, you're not going to be able to see it on this, but there's a little bat in there and stuff, and that's all super cute, and so I did that. So I had those 2 table runners as well, and I just remembered I have this other table runner that I finished this month, so this is very exciting as well. This had been sitting in my stash for a long time that needed to be done. So in total, I made 2 lap-size quilts, a toddler-size quilt, 5 table runners. 2 of those have wall-hanging loops on them as well. I'm really excited to be working on all of these projects, and hopefully your Sojo is coming back, and let's make 2023 our year of getting projects done and like working on stuff and getting things out of our like UFO and whip pile. So let's do it.